This feels so weird sitting down knowing that this is the episode that is going like the week before I go away. And I know I've been talking about this for ages. I'm sure a lot of you are so over the fact of me talking about this. It kind of takes me back to the show days and reminds me of when I was just so over the moon and excited about the show. And it just fully became my personality for like however many months straight. But I am so excited, and I know I'm going to try my best to not go on about it because I have gone on about it for the past few weeks. But when you guys are watching this episode, there's like 5 days until I leave. 5? 6? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 6 days until I leave. But yeah, anyways, hello you guys, and welcome back to another episode of the To Nurture Your Soul podcast. As always, I am so incredibly excited to be sat here ready to chit chat with you guys for this week. As you all know, it's my favorite thing that I do each and every week. It sometimes can be a little bit of a mental struggle, you know, to like set up my set here with everything, with like my laptop, the camera. I literally have to pull my fridge out of the wall, turn it off. I have to take my clock off the wall, move it into a different room so that there's just there's no background noises. But now that we're here, now that we're set up, I am so excited. I'm excited to sit down and chat with you guys about this week's topic. But before we get into all of that, I've got to do my little life update section, which I actually don't know if anyone cares about. Like, do you guys actually listen through my life updates? Let me know in a comment down below if you're watching on YouTube. I just love sitting down and updating you guys on my life at the beginning of these episodes because I really want these episodes to feel like a FaceTime. So yeah, for me, main thing, as the main thing has been for the past couple weeks, is that I am just in the final preparation stages of getting ready for my trip to the UK. I genuinely cannot believe that when this video goes live, there is going to be 6 days until I leave. Crazy. It's so crazy. So yeah, today and tomorrow are my last really big work days before I leave. The plan for today is to film this podcast episode as well as a second one. So I have a couple episodes to go up while I am away for you guys. And then tomorrow I have my last therapy session before I leave, which is always so fun. My appointments have been like midday lately, which has been really nice because I've been taking myself to one of the cafes that's in the main street where my therapist works from. And I've been taking the podcast episodes that I filmed the day before, which is today, and I've been sitting there ordering a coffee, having a muffin, editing my life away, just being that bitch, you know, that I have always dreamt of being, that gets work done in a coffee shop. That is my life now. And so every second Thursday when I go to therapy, that has been just my favorite thing to do. And I'm very excited to do that tomorrow. And then Friday and Saturday are literally just going to be massive catch-up work days. So whatever I have left that I can, you know, compile together to do for those 2 days is what I'm going to do. I've been working on August's launch, which is the second hardcover, which I know so many of you guys are so excited about. So that makes me so excited. It makes sitting down to do the designs so much more fun because I know that you guys are just going to be obsessed with how they're like turning out and how the overall book is gonna be when it's done. So yeah, that's a massive thing on my to-do list. I'm like halfway done, maybe like a little bit under halfway. If I can get like 3/4 of the way done by the time that I leave, I will be so happy with that, and I think I should be able to do that. But yeah, that's like the main work thing other than getting the podcasts done. I also have recently just started an Etsy store, which I'm super excited about. It's going to be the place where I host all of my digital products. I had put a whole page on our main website for digital products, but I don't know, I decided to give Etsy a go. If you are unfamiliar with Etsy and the pros and cons of it in terms of business, I think for me, the main reason why I did decide to create an Etsy account and why I'm super excited to see how it goes is because Etsy actually has its own SEO, which means that it is its own search engine kind of. So it's kind of like Google in the way that like people type in what they want and then results come up. Rather than having your own website, you purely have to put all the effort into marketing your website and getting your website out there. Whereas with Etsy, if someone's just looking for something, you know, like some digital product, for example, if I wanted to sell my coloring books digitally. If someone just types in digital coloring book, a whole list of so many different digital coloring books will come up as individual products rather than just like on Google or literally anywhere else where you would put a regular website. It's a bit harder to gain exposure by having your own website, which I will always have to nurtureyoursoul.com. That's not going anywhere, don't you worry. I just wanted to try my best at doing some digital products on Etsy. I've been so excited about it. I've been like doing so much research and figuring out exactly what digital products I want to sell on there. I've been deep in the depths of digital planner TikTok. It's actually like quite a big community, the digital planner people, and I feel like with me being a digital designer, there is so many things that I can create digitally to market and sell to those people. So yeah, I'm excited to try out another little side hustle, another stream of income. You guys know, side hustles, having multiple income streams, it's like my favorite thing. Like, I love hustling for the multiple income streams. I don't know, it's exciting. I don't know if it has something to do with my ADHD and the fact that I can't, focus on one thing for a long amount of time, and I always have to be like switching backwards and forwards between, all my different things, because that's just how my brain works, and that's how it keeps itself, occupied and like continuing to keep going. Because if things get boring for me, it's just I'm not gonna do it. I need constant switch up, constant change. I love doing different things. I love, just never sticking to the same thing. I don't know what else to tell ya. So yeah, that has been really exciting, and that's definitely going to be something that I'm going to be working on while I'm away. It's also going to be really good, hopefully. I think if I put the effort into the research of, the keywords, what's trending and all of that stuff, I think it could really, really be an amazing second, third, fourth stream of income for me, and something that I can just constantly do on the go, and something that also, once I have it set up, doesn't, require a lot of effort. It's kind of just like making the product, listing the ad, and then letting it do its own thing from there because it's digital. So I don't know if any of you guys are interested in hearing, the behind the scenes of that and the little tangent that I just went on. But there you go. Happy Friday. That is what has been going on in my brain for the past week or two. And on that whole topic, because of all of that, my sleep schedule has been destroyed. I am usually the type of person, which I think I spoke about this in the last episode, or maybe the episode that I pre-filmed to go up after. I don't know. The schedule at the moment with the pre-filming and the filming, I don't know what episode is what, but I remember speaking about this in an episode that I filmed last week. And I spoke about how I'm the type of person that I can just fall asleep anywhere at any time, which is why I thought that I'm going to be able to sleep on the plane so easy when I travel next week. But my sleep schedule this past week has really made me double think that. I've just been finding it so difficult to fall asleep each night, and it doesn't matter if I got 4 hours sleep the night before or whether I got 10 hours sleep the night before. I'm finding it so difficult to go to sleep, and usually I'd be, asleep by 9 p.m. But like now I'm falling asleep at like 11:30, 12, which I know is still early for some, but for me that is quite late. And I think it's purely just because I'm so excited for all the different things happening in my life at the moment. Like, I'm excited for travel, I'm excited for the Etsy store. That's been something that's been keeping me up because I think it has so much potential. I think if I set it up right, it's going to be like life-changing, hopefully. So yeah, just so many things I want to do, so little time, so little brain space. They're all bouncing around in my brain, all the ideas and all the exciting things, and it's keeping me up at night, which, I mean, it's a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling to know that I am like excited about things. I've got things that I'm passionate about. It's good also to feel some sort of motivation when it comes to nurture your soul, because if you are also a small business owner, you know the ups and downs and, ebbs and flows of how you feel towards your business is like, it's such a mental game when you run your own business, and especially when it's your full-time thing. Like, if your business is doing bad, you tend to be doing bad mentally. If your business is doing good, you tend to be doing good mentally. And like when it's stagnant or plateauing, you feel stuck and you don't know what to do next. And I don't know, I probably could do a whole episode on that if, you know, there's small business people watching and you'd like me to talk about that. Definitely let me know. But yeah, I mean, it's been nice knowing that I've got exciting plans in my personal life, exciting plans in my business life, and I mean, it's not a bad thing that they're keeping me up, other than, you know, when I wake up the next day and my alarm at 6:30 and I'm like, oh my god, I've had like 5 hours sleep, 6 hours sleep. So I guess that is all of my updates. I feel like I've literally just sat here and word vomited. I don't know if any of that made sense. Hopefully it does. And hopefully that gave you a little bit of an insight into what my life for the past week has been. I have had a touch of general anxiety come over me this past week, but I think that's totally normal with the lack of sleep that I've been getting, with the amount that I've got on my plate at the moment. Like, I'm trying my absolute best not to get too stuck on that and just kind of ride the wave and know that like I'm someone who was born with general anxiety. That's just something that I carry around with me every day. Some days are going to be so much easier, and it has been so easy for like the past, I don't know, 6 to 8 months, I'd say. I've had like no anxiety at all. So this past week when I have struggled with it a little bit, I've tried to kind of just remind myself, I've had the longest streak without anxiety that I have ever had in my whole entire life. And I'm so, so grateful for that. And I know that this past week I've had, you know, little bits of anxiety here and there because I've had no sleep, because I've got a lot going on, you know, because I'm traveling to the other side of the world in a week all on my own. Like, there is a very logical explanation as to why I am feeling a little bit more anxious than usual. And I'm just trying to give myself grace for that, you know. I'm trying not to get too caught up on it, and I'm trying to, you know, let my body rest when it needs to. Like, I was supposed to go to the gym yesterday, but I didn't because, you know, I knew that my body needed the day to just rest and just chill and just do, you know, computer work, do designs, watch YouTube videos, whatever. So yeah, I don't know. Other than that, that's pretty much it from me, my life updates. I hope you guys had a good week this week. I hope that you've done something for yourself as always. If you haven't, book it in for this weekend. Do one thing for you, regardless of what it is, where it is, how much money it costs. Do the one thing for you, because as always, you deserve it. I've been talking for literally 15 minutes about me. So let's get into the main topic of today's episode, which is the importance of independence and just saying yes, which I thought was the perfect topic to talk about before I leave on my trip to travel to the other side of the world on my own, which requires a lot of independence, and it also requires you to turn off all of those limiting beliefs, self-doubts, negative talk that can tend to creep into your mind when you're doing something big or scary or crazy. And it requires so much strength to cut those negative things out of your mind and out of your subconscious and just say yes, because you know that at the end of the day, just saying yes and trying new things and going on new adventures and, you know, doing whatever it is that you are saying yes to is ultimately going to lead you to growth and to experience new things and to learn new things. And I don't know, maybe even to become a better version of who you are right now. So yeah, I don't know. I thought it would be the perfect thing to talk about for today's episode, considering my plans for the next couple weeks and the fact that I'm going on this crazy adventure, mostly on my own, which crazy. So as always, I of course have my little notebook next to me with all the dot points that I've previously thought out of, because if I don't write them down, you already know. Say it with me. Talk myself in circles and we get nowhere. So the very first thing that I have written down says that being independent and just saying yes leads you to new and exciting things every single day, and it also allows you to grow, which is exactly what I just said. If you don't shut those limiting beliefs and negative self-talk messages that, tend to creep to the forefront of your mind, if you don't shut that shit down, you will continue to stay the same, which, nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do, or for you to do that. But for me personally, I'm someone who wants to continue to evolve and change and keep getting better and better every single day. And I don't know if everyone's like that. I actually have never thought about it before. I just genuinely assume that everyone wants to always become better, because what's the worst in becoming better, But yeah, if you continue to let anxieties take over, like if I had continued to let my anxiety from the past week take over, I think it would have stopped me from doing a lot of things this past week. And it also stops you from feeling emotions that you also are excited about. Like, yes, you might be anxious about something, but you also can be equally just as excited and just as, looking forward to something as you are anxious or nervous or, I don't know. Does that make sense? If you are continuing to let self-doubt and limiting beliefs stop you from doing new things, that is stopping you from meeting new people. It's stopping you from experiencing new things, and it's stopping you from growing and changing and evolving, which I think is like one of the most beautiful things that we do here on this earth. Like, growing and changing is so beautiful. And I don't know, it just also feels good to know that you are becoming better and you are trying new things, getting outside of your comfort zone. It leads to a very fulfilling and full life and being surrounded by other good energies. I don't know. And with leaning into things and just saying yes, that also does come with a lot of independence, especially if you are saying yes to things that you are doing on your own. A really good example of this was when I first met my friend Bianca. You guys know I talk about her a lot on this podcast. Before I met her, I was in a pretty shitty space mentally, and I wanted to put myself first. I wanted to get out of the slump that I was in, and I wanted to grow. I wanted to do something for myself, and I wanted to put myself in a space where I was able to make friends with like-minded people who had similar interests and hobbies to me. So I ended up signing up to a morning meditation and yoga class here in Newcastle, which is where I live. And at the time, I just knew that it was going to be something that benefited my mental health. I knew that I would probably make some new friends from being there, and I just knew that overall that would be a really, really positive thing for me to do, for me as a person, for my mental health, for literally every single aspect of my life. I also had just quit my hospitality job, so I wasn't really interacting with a lot of people day to day. And as humans on this earth, interacting with other energies, other human beings is such a massive part of life. You cannot go through your whole entire life and just not talk to anyone and not interact with other human beings. It's part of who we are. It's part of what we need to learn and grow and change. So yeah, I ended up going to this morning yoga meditation class, and that was something that I had to be independent to do. I had to step outside of my comfort zone. I had to just say yes. And yeah, I had to be independent, and I had to just, cut those limiting beliefs out, cut the negative self-talk out, and just go, because I knew that that is what would benefit me. I knew that even just by going to 1 or 2 sessions, it at the very bare minimum would get me outside of my house. It would make me wake up if I had the commitment booked in to go. And I never knew who I could meet from going to that class, but I am so grateful that I just said yes and I went, because bringing it back to Bianca, I know I kind of went off on a side tangent there, but that is where I met my best friend Bianca, and she is someone who has helped me grow and evolve and change so much, especially, a year to a year and a half ago when I really truly was going through it, and I needed someone like Bianca. I needed a friend. I didn't have friends. I still don't really have too many friends, which is fine. I'm definitely someone who is quality over quantity, and I'm so happy with my little tiny circle of people that I have. But yeah, I'm just so grateful that I said yes to that opportunity. I'm grateful that I stepped out of my comfort zone. I was independent enough to go to this thing on my own, and look at where I am now because of that. Look at the positive people that I have in my life because of going there. I think also going to something like a morning meditation or yoga class. Like a certain type of energy of people go there. Shitty people who don't want to change or grow or better themselves are not going to go to a morning meditation yoga class at 5:30 a.m. So I think putting myself in a situation where the people that I was going to meet and connect with were just like almost guaranteed to be good people was a really important thing for me to do. And I'm, again, so grateful and glad that I said yes to going to that. And I did, once again, have the independence to go on my own to begin with, because that is a scary thing. Going to things on your own and, you know, being independent is usually pretty scary until you start to work up the practice of it, until you start to continue to do it more. And then you take off your training wheels and then you're just gliding through on your bike on your own, and it's like so much fun. You know, you're riding through the park, you're seeing birds, you're looking at the blue sky, and you're like, this is actually so fun. This is so relaxing. I love this for me. Oh my God, you guys. I don't know what's going on with me today. I'm on one, but it's fine. Long story short, leads you to new and exciting things and people, and it also allows you to grow. So the next thing on my list says independence allows you time to work on yourself as well as self-love, which, again, so incredibly important. I think being able to genuinely spend time on your own and enjoy it is one of the healthiest things that you can learn to do for you. I think knowing that other people and other energies in life are there obviously to, you know, give you love, provide support, guidance, and just be like, you know, friends, family, relationships, people for you to lean on and love and have, you know. But at the end of the day, I think it's so important to work on the relationship that you have with yourself first, because like I've said in plenty of other episodes, your relationship with you is the one thing that you are going to have forever. It is the one relationship that you will have throughout the entirety of your life, guaranteed. You will always have your relationship with yourself. So if you don't put that relationship as priority and you don't continue to work on that every single day and learn to love your own company, love hanging out with yourself. I am my favorite person to hang out with, if I'm going to be completely honest. And that obviously has taken a lot of time and a lot of growth to be able to sit in a room in silence even and just enjoy my own company. And I know not everyone can do that. I know different personalities gravitate towards different things. I already am a pretty big introvert, so I guess I had a bit of an upper hand when it came to starting on that. But I think anyone and everyone needs to work on their relationship with themselves. And if you cannot spend a day on your own, by yourself, not talking to anyone, just doing the things that you enjoy doing for you, then I think that that is something that you need to have a look at in your life and see what you can change and what you can do to allow you to start to be able to feel comfortable doing that. And being independent helps that. Being independent helps that relationship with you. It helps the self-love that you have for yourself. I also think that when you work on your relationship with yourself, it really does not matter if other people let you down, if situations let you down, if friends hurt you, if family members hurt you. Like, obviously in the moment those things are going to hurt a lot and suck and be awful, but at the end of the day, if you have your relationship with yourself, you can pick yourself up. You can take yourself out for a coffee date. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. I think what I'm trying to say is if you have a strong relationship with yourself and you can go out and take yourself on dates and do things for yourself and be happy and comfortable doing that, when other people let you down, you know that at the end of the day, you will always have your relationship with yourself. You will always be there for you. And I think that's like super comforting, especially if you have a healthy relationship with yourself, especially if you do work on speaking kindly to you and, you know, buying yourself flowers or, I don't know, doing nice things for you. I think it doesn't matter if someone's awful to you or calls you a bitch or I don't know, those are stupid examples, but like it doesn't matter if whoever does whatever, you know that you are valued because you value yourself and you know that you are worth more. Is this making sense? Sometimes I have a lot going on in my brain and it's hard for me to get it out of my mouth, but hopefully that is making sense. So the next dot point that I have written down says taking the leap, trusting yourself and what you are capable of and just saying yes is one of the most powerful things that you can do for yourself. I cannot tell you how many times I have been so anxious about doing things and I have almost not done them because I've been so anxious, or that seed of self-doubt comes too far to the forefront of my mind where I'm like, no, I can't, I need to cancel, I need to not do it because it's too overwhelming, it's too much anxiety for me, I need to not. But I can't tell you the amount of times that I have been in that situation and I have just continued to push that thought away, push it away till I'm in the situation and I can't do anything about it because I've committed to being there. I've said yes and I am there wherever I am, whatever situation I'm in. And once it's over, the amount of relief and the amount of pride that you have for yourself, like you are so proud of yourself. You become so incredibly proud of yourself when you do something that is out of your comfort zone that you know is beneficial to you, and you get to the other side of that and you see like, oh my God, I am so glad I did this. I am so grateful that I did this. I had the best time doing this. My life is so different because of this. I've met so many amazing people because of this. Like, pushing yourself to your limits, I guess, and getting outside of your comfort zone, it will continuously change your life. And I promise you of that. I promise you. And just allowing yourself to trust yourself too. I think like knowing in yourself, even if those negative thoughts are continuously trying to tear you down, knowing within yourself, like, I am capable of this. This is just the negative side of my brain trying to tear me down and tell me that I'm not worthy. But I know deep down that I am worthy of this opportunity, even though it gives me anxiety. And just trusting the initial thought that you had when you booked that holiday, when you booked that yoga class, when you organized to meet up with a friend that you haven't seen in years. Like, that initial thought that popped into your mind that said, yes, that would be fun, I would love to do that. Trusting that, because that was you and that was your initial thought. Trusting that and holding on to that despite all of the negative things that tend to pop up in your mind is one of the most powerful things that you can do. And again, when you get to the other side of, saying yes to whatever opportunity it was, you will feel the most overwhelming sense of pride for yourself and like gratitude, and just, I don't know, like the feeling is just like, oh my God, I can do anything. If I can do this, what else can I do? And then it just continues to be a ripple effect of, I've done that before and that was really challenging and hard, but I got through it. So I know that I can do this. I know that I can do this next thing, and I know that I can do this next thing. All I have to do is put my foot in the door. I have to say yes, be independent in myself, and know that I can do this on my own or with other people, whatever your situation may be. And then, I don't know, just sit back and feel how amazing it feels to step outside of your comfort zone and do something that you know is benefiting you. And the very last thing that I have on my list kind of very perfectly glides off from the last one. I have written down, you feel so proud after just saying yes and doing the damn thing. I literally wrote that down. Doing the damn thing. Just do the damn thing. Just the feeling that you get after doing something that you know is right for you, but you are anxious about it, is a feeling unlike anything else. And that's pretty much what I was just saying on the end of the last dot point. So I'm not going to talk too much longer on that. That dot point like perfectly sums up everything that I have just been saying. Being independent and just saying yes to new things has been one of the most life-changing things for me over the past 1 to 2 years in particular. I used to let anxiety completely control my life. And if you are someone who also struggles with just generalized anxiety and having it be something that you have to live with every single day, I'm sure you can relate and understand that, especially when you're going through it, especially when you've got like external factors or, situations in your life that aren't ideal, that, heighten your anxiety, it can be extremely difficult to do those things for yourself, to say yes, to be independent. But I think continuously working on it, even if it's just little tiny bits, is going to completely change your life in the next 6 months, 12 months, 2 years. I promise you. I am so grateful and glad that I started working on this, because now I genuinely feel like I could do anything I wanted to do. And even though I'm sure I would have anxiety about it, or, you know, I might have limiting beliefs and self-doubt, I know at the end of the day that I truly think that I can do anything, you know? There is nothing in this world that I probably couldn't do on my own, just by saying yes and doing the damn thing and working through the emotions as they arise. And that is such an empowering feeling, and it's such a freeing feeling, which is something that I have always worked my whole life toward. I have always wanted my life to be free. That is like the number one word that I would want to describe my life at all times. That's why I, you know, wanted to work for myself, have a flexible schedule, be my own boss, you know, because I enjoy the feeling of freedom. I think if you can become independent and get to a place where your mindset allows you to say yes to anything, regardless of how it makes you feel, is one of the most freeing feelings. Knowing that nothing is stopping you from doing anything in this life. And that's like literally anything, like travel, work, life, where you live, who your friends are, who your family is. Like, you can say yes to anything. You can say no to anything. You can be as independent as you want. And by doing all of that, you will be so free. I don't know. Does this make sense? I feel like I promise I have good, you know, thoughts and ideas up here, but I need to get better at articulating my words and forming sentences. Hopefully this episode was helpful in one way or another. I've had so much fun sitting down and chatting with you guys today. Let me know in a comment down below if you're watching on YouTube, or send me a DM on Instagram what you would like to hear me talk about when I get back from the UK. Crazy. I might potentially film an episode while I'm there. I'm going to take all my stuff, so we will see. To be determined on how busy the schedule is, and if I can find some time to myself to sit down and record. It'll probably just be like a chit chat update, so I don't know, let me know what you want to hear about, I guess, from my travels. If you have any questions or topic suggestions, as always, we do have an email that you can send those through to. The email is just tonurtureyoursoulpodcast@gmail.com. I check that email all the time. And like I always say, receiving your guys' emails means the whole entire world to me. It literally makes my whole entire day. And I love giving you guys advice and reading questions, and I don't know. I think I find it so much easier to talk on topics when I have like an actual person in an actual situation that needs advice or help. I think that's so much easier for me to talk on. Long story short, the email is there if you would like to send me a question, ask for advice, or just, you know, type out anything that's weighing on your heart that you would like to get out into the universe. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today's episode, you guys. I'm so excited for the next couple weeks. I hope you guys enjoy the content that I'll be posting, mainly over on my personal Instagram. I'm gonna work on scheduling content to go up on the To Nurture Your Soul, you know, TikTok and Instagram. But if you guys want to see like real-time, up-to-date, like travel stuff, my personal Instagram is where it's at. All of that is just I'm Lacey Jane. I am so excited. Like, I'm excited to film short form content for Instagram and just like to have fun with it. They are just my creative outlets. Like, I have no pressure to post on those for like work or, you know, because I want to get anywhere with them. They are just purely passion for me, and that makes it so much fun. I'm also creating a whole page on my Benable storefront of my whole entire UK trip. So I'm going to be linking everything from outfits to places where we eat to places where we visit. Like, I am creating the sickest Benable storefront list for everything UK. It will literally have everything on there, from the place where I booked my flights linked, which is like the cheapest place that I found, all the way to, like I said, like the places we visit, the places we stay, the places we eat. Like, I will be linking everything. I will obviously talk more about that once I get home and once I've actually done it and linked everything. But yeah, that will also be there as well, which I think will be the perfect like little itinerary. If you guys ever see something on my personal socials while I'm over there that you also want to go and do, I'm so excited. Ticking filming this episode off my to-do list is just one step closer, so I'm excited. I think that's going to be it for me for today's episode. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love you all very much, and I will talk to you all in the next episode. Mwah.